This week has had so much shit going on. I feel like it was silent for a couple weeks and then it just got shaken.
Like,
Halle and DDG have taken over the internet, and not in a good way. Not in a good fucking way. And it's just like, I hate that this is where we have to be. I hate
and I'm
when
gonna
we're
be
witness.
honest.
It's so like, why? Another one.
I feel like, okay, I'm gonna be honest when I say this. And when I first saw it, I was like, I don't give a fuck about it. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not even looking into this. But one day I was up late at night, as I do sometimes, and I read through them 52 pages. Shouldn't have did that. Because yeah, people could say she was very calculated, but if you're not giving me anything to calculate, I can't be calculated. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this isn't the simple like baby daddy, baby mama drama. Because when you look online, he has come to the forefront saying, I can't see my son. She's restricting me. She's doing this, doing that. But when you get up in them text messages and she's texting your mom saying, hey, do you want to have Halo from April 27th through May 4th? If not, I'm going to be gone for a week, so you can have him after that. And the mom's like, hey, I'll ask DDG, see what he says. The mom comes back hours later and says he declines. So you can't then the next day get on the internet and say, I can't see my son. You had from the 27th through the 4th or the 5th, whatever it was, to see your son. And you declined. And I already know what men are going to say, like, oh, well, she shouldn't be telling me when I can and can't see my son. It's about having proper communication. When you're co-parenting and you don't live in the house with your child, there has to be schedules. There has to be structure. That other parent has things to do. So no, I can't just be like, oh, you're coming today at 4? Sure, you can have him for as long as you want. No, I have a life and shit that I have to do. And you're not going to sit here and run my life and my schedule. That's a form of control. I don't see how we don't get that.
Because people are stupid. People, honestly, like, people are stupid. Like, I've seen some of them, like 52 pages. No, I didn't go through 52 pages. But yeah, I did see the text messages between her and the mom. And also, like, them having the paperwork drawn up. Like, these are the days that you're going to have him flying from this airport to this airport. Now we're transporting children through flights. So, yeah, I need to know, what's my kid's flight number? What's this information? These are all things that any parent would need to know. You're going from Newark to LAX on this day, on this airline. You're coming back at this time. Cool. That's all well and fine. Yes, you're not allowed to leave. If you're not allowed to leave the state, you're not allowed to leave the state without my child, without communicating that to me first and me being okay with that. You can't do these things. Y'all know it. Who's supposed to be in care of the person? And the mom's name is always listed. So it's like, and it's not just DDG. I'm like, his brother, this is how his brother communicate with his baby mom. It's through the mother.
Thing. Yeah, that's
it's
a whole
through the
nother.
mother. So the mother is y'all intermediary. But what really, 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 really like took me was him taking a picture of her bed. That shit, I was like, hell no. That was
like,
that.
Why are you
that's
breaking
some
into
crazy
my house?
Ass shit. Yes. Now you're breaking and entering. Why are you in my home? Taking a picture of my bed and sending it to me? Like, are you crazy? And that's some crazy deranged ass shit. I'm sorry, but that would have been enough for, whoa. Why are you breaking into my home?
As I got into the deep dive, right? Because I've been following DDG for years. Like, you know, I love YouTubers. I love content creators. Like, he has always, when it came to his dating life, he definitely has been a relationship type of guy. But there has always been things that have been kind of like, yeah, you're young. Racers. Yeah. Like me as someone who's older than him, not by much, but older than him, it's like, you're a love bomber. Like, it's a little bit too much. I don't know if you're doing this for content or if this is real. So I just kind of like, whatever. But last year at one point, Halle did a Snapchat and she was basically like, yeah, I just had to get away for the weekend and we went to the beach. And she's like, well, I'm not going to show you guys where I'm at. But like, and it was, the way she was talking was just very weird. I'm like, okay, DDG out of nowhere pops up at the beach house. And you could tell she was very like, I ain't really want this nigga to come here. Like, yeah, and then an old clip of, what's that girl name? Gilly Anus or whatever. I don't know if you remember her. She was like a light skin girl with the curly. Ines, I don't know. Her name is Jilly something, Jilly Gilly something, whatever. The
Jilly
old clip
Anus is
popped
a
up.
porn name. That cannot be.
ANIS, I don't know what the fuck. It's irrelevant. She's one of them girls, okay? That was doing content on YouTube back in the day. Anyway, she was at lunch vlogging, and DDG just pops up and sits down at the table. And she's like, how'd you know I was here? He was like, oh, I looked at your Snapchat. And she said, you just decided to come? And he's like, yeah, what's wrong?
Hey, wait, hold on. I would have quickly ran away. That's no.
If so, and at the end of the day, did I ever view him as potentially being an abuser? No, but I do feel like it be the ones that you really don't suspect sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The niggas that love to love bomb, frick, and do all this stuff and want to be seen as like, I'm such a nice guy. Why are you so pressed to look like a nice guy? I don't know. It's just a lot. I think co-parenting and having a blended family is definitely a slippery slope. I'm not going to sit here and say Halle is the most innocent person either. I don't know what she's done to that man. I don't know what she hasn't done to that man. But what I do know is the receipts are the receipts. And at the end of the day, a judge is not going to grant you this level of, I don't care what men say, like they always grant it to the mom. A restraining order in temporary custody for no reason, that's not going to happen. She has had multiple pieces of proof to show I've given this man beyond levels of access to his child. He chooses to not show up. He chooses to not get the kid. And then on the same token, go on the internet and make vlogs and streams and music videos about how he can't have his son when you just had your son yesterday, or you said you can't get him because you're working, like whatever the case may be. And he knows how to run the internet, which is why he gets on there and will start gaslighting and saying random things for these young, impressionable, red pill watching ass little niggas to have an opinion. Y'all brain not even developed. Please.
Frontal lobe is not there. So yeah, that's kind of what was outside of the bed thing is like, you're weaponizing your audience in order to harass her. And that's just a whole different level of sick, because you know what you're doing. It's crazy when it's just like, this was well thought out. Like, you didn't just go off the hinges. Like, you really sat down and lied and continue to do this over and over and over again. And the crazy part is, it's like the public has watched you do it. You have done it publicly. Where she said nothing. In order to get a restraining order granted, you have to come with the receipts. You have to have proof. They don't just do it for nothing. And also, in order to get a restraining order on someone, that person has to be served. So it wasn't like, this is crazy. You knew that this was coming. Yeah. You knew you had to be served. Because this is a court case. This is not just, a judge has to give that. It's not like you just go to the police station and write up hey, I want a restraining order. And they say, okay, cool, here's your restraining order. No, this is now a court. You have to file these things in court. A judge has to go through, review the evidence, and make a determination if you are in imminent danger. Restraining orders aren't just given because somebody broke up. No, if you are in imminent danger and you have facts to support that, that these things are happening to you, this is happening at the hands of this other person, I'm being harassed because they're doing this. Here's all the proof of all the ways that they're harassing me. Yes. And this is just from January to now?
I think, something like that. Yeah. Because they broke up just like last October.
Yeah. And then for the people saying like, well, she just filed this in May, you have to have evidence. You have to have a paper trail of all of these different things. So it's just like, yes, okay. Because if somebody doesn't pick up their child or whatever, and it's a one-time thing, no judge is going to grant you anything over a one-time thing. Now, when you establish a pattern that this is a consistent thing over and over, that's why the text messages between the mom are important. I'm approaching you. Not you asking me, can you have him for this date? I'm texting you saying, like, he misses you guys. Do you want to have him? I'll be back on this day. Do you guys want to have him from here to here? Okay. And then for the mom, like, okay, yeah, we'll go back and we'll, I'll ask him. And then if he says no, okay, he said no again. So you can't turn around and then say, I can't have him.
And not to mention, this might be a conversation for another day. But at the end of the day, when you're co-parenting, I do feel like as a father, when you have your child, it's important for you to spend time with your child. I'm not saying your family members can't see your child, but dropping a baby off as soon as you get them to your mom, that's not co-parenting. I'm co-parenting with your mom at this point. The grandma the baby. So even that is like, Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
because my grandma was the baby on my daddy's side. The grandma was the baby.
yeah, but
So
it's very sad
no
and it's
shade. I'm
unfortunate,
just
and it's
saying.
just like I hate that this is where we have to be, and it's kind of like continuous. It's yet another situation where it's like y'all trying to demonize her for doing what she should have done, and that's the crazy part. It's just like, what would you rather her do? Continue to take it?
Well, no, because you have to understand, niggas don't like getting the white man or court involved. So,
But it's just like what, and exactly, it's like, what is she supposed to do? She's going through the proper channel. She's doing what she's supposed to do. She's not running to the internet to blast him or say anything. I don't think that outside of really kind of once you start filing paperwork, you can't keep it under wraps as much.
mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, like TMZ and those people are nosy. Like they go to courts and search for this documentation.
Isn't the owner of TMZ, wasn't he an attorney before?
I think so. So it's just like you can go, yeah. So it's like you can go and they know exactly what to look for, exactly where to find the information. So it's like they're purposely trying to put all of this stuff out, even if a person wants to keep things under wraps and private, which I probably think that she wanted to do, is just to keep it private. I just need you to stop showing up. I need you to not put your hands on me. I need you to get your kid when you're supposed to, not just showing up at my house when you feel like it. If we agree 4:00 is the time to drop off, don't show up at 7. Or don't show up at 1:00. Show up at 4:00. Don't try to move things around so that way I'm just at your will whenever.
And the last thing I'll say is that I know a lot of Black people don't like getting the courts involved, getting the white man involved in their family matters, whatever the case may be. But when you have a child with someone and then you guys are no longer together and you're co-parenting, I feel like you do yourself and your child a disservice when there's no boundaries and there's no structure. And a lot of times in co-parenting situations, they don't know how to healthily co-parent. So yes, you're having a situation where that man is not helping you financially support your kid. You're doing it all your own. He might show up this day, but not this day. And now you don't know what to do with your kids because you need help. Like all the dysfunction. And I'm like, I get it. Like it would be ideal to be able to co-parent directly with your other parent, but that's not always the reality in a lot of these cases. And that I feel like is what the court is for. Like it is what it is. It's for your boundaries, your protection. At the end of the day, if that man can't agree to pick up the kid on a schedule and he want to come and go as he pleases, well, guess what? If it's in a court order, let's see how he acts. Is he going to be consistent in your child's life? Is he going to be helping you now at this point? He don't want to go to jail. Some niggas don't care. They say, go ahead. I ain't going to pay my child support. I go to jail. Well, the nigga go to jail. I don't give a damn. But I do feel like if you cannot healthily co-parent with structure and communication and all the things, sometimes it is necessary for your own boundaries and peace of mind to get the courts involved. And that's just what it is.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, bitch.